Hello, good evening, everyone. My name is Japheth Johnson, and I'm happy to have everyone for the Blockchain for All 2023 edition. Thank you for all our viewers, our sponsors, and speakers that have been gracing the event to share from the wealth of their experience. I want to appreciate everyone that has been with us throughout this period. People that have been asking questions, that have been sending their shout outs to our speakers. We really appreciate all you have been doing. Thank you very much to the General Hebron Academy members. Thank you to our sponsors, Big Contact, Blocking for All, Hebron Academy, Benny Agro. Thank you very much for all you have been doing and other supports that have been coming from community members. We really appreciate. Thank you to all our speakers that have been gracing this event from the beginning. We appreciate you a lot, and we can't just say thank you enough. Thank you very much for joining us today again. This is Blockchain for All 2023. Today we are having a wonderful person with us, and we'll be talking a lot around the future of decentralized applications and blockchain platforms. So we have been hearing a lot about blockchain. We have been hearing of applications. We have been hearing about DeFi, uh, CeFi. We have been hearing about different applications. But today we have an expert who is into cryptocurrency, is into blockchain, and one of the sweet thing about him is also a music producer. He has helped a lot of youths in Nigeria understand how to navigate around blockchain and also how to be creative in sound production. As I've said, he's a music producer, so he has tried to understand how to bridge the gap between the cryptocurrency and music production. So today we'll be hearing from this wonderful speaker to tell us how uh, these decentralized applications that are built on the blockchain are going to interact, because there are going to be several decentralized applications that will handle not just finance. There will be some that will handle entertainment. There will be some that will handle contract. There will be some that will handle agreements. So there's several decentralized applications that will be coming up. And today we will be speaking with this speaker to tell us the future of this platform. So I want everyone to share this video with your friends. Use this opportunity as we do the introduction to share this video, copy the link, share it to your friends on WhatsApp, on Instagram, on wheresoever you want to share it for them, and they'll be able to watch. People watching from YouTube, people watching from LinkedIn and Facebook, you can drop your questions on the comment section, and our speaker will be able to see it live. For everyone that is following and dropping comment on WhatsApp, we still advise you to drop your comments in the comment section in the live section so that we'll be able to see it. And our guest speaker will be able to attend to every question in the next few minutes to come. So today I'll be welcoming our speaker, Mr. Charles Oyedepo. Welcome, Mr. Charles.
Yeah, good evening.
Welcome to Blockchain
Thank
for
you,
All
everyone.
2023.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for having me. Thank you
Yeah,
very
we're
much.
so happy to
I
have you.
watch this program sometimes.
Welcome, Mr. Charles. Thank
Yes,
you for joining
yeah,
us.
yeah.
So I've done a little bit about the introduction to talk about you being a crypto enthusiast and a blockchain analyst. But the top of it all is you being a music producer. So I might have done my own introduction from the little part I am. So I want to give you the opportunity to introduce yourself and maybe tell us one or two things about you as we proceed.
Okay, okay. Thank you for having me. I watch this program once in a while when I have chance. So, but my name is Babalola Charles Oyedepo. So I'm a digital marketer first, then a music producer, then a blockchain enthusiast. So and I teach subjects around blockchain sometimes when I have chance or when I have students who contact me for that kind of thing. So I've been in crypto for I think since August 2020. So I learned from one of my friends
Wow.
who would have been here today for if not for some reasons. So that's a little about me.
Wow. So thank you very much, Mr. Charles. Thank you for taking the part in loving what blockchain is bringing to the board, and also um, appreciating the technology by taking time to learn it. Okay, just like you have said, you saw the opportunity, you learned from your friends. It's really encouraging to know that youths are actually sharing this knowledge around. You understand, because the adoption has to come from one person telling another person and people having open mind. If you never had an open mind, I don't really think you might even know what the blockchain is. But because you had the open mind, you were able
Yeah.
to go through to learn. So thank you very much for that. And over the years, I've at least worked closely to see how you have been able to also help a lot of people. I've seen how you were able to give out calls. So that we're not going to shy away from that. And we really appreciate you being in that space. That's just someone we
Thank you,
see. You
sir.
say wherever you are, as long as you're consistent, somebody somewhere is getting the energy and is watching you. So we are seeing you what you're doing
Yeah.
in the industry, and we really want to appreciate. So today we're going
Thank you,
fully
sir.
to start today's event so that we'll be able to cover a lot. And Mr. Charles will be talking on the topic, the future of decentralized applications and blockchain platforms.
Yeah.
So I'll
Yeah.
quickly give us your own understanding of what the blockchain is, a good understanding of what decentralization means, then you can go ahead and continue with your presentation for today. Thank you.
Okay. Okay. So I'll start by talking a bit about the blockchain, just a little bit for people who don't know what it is about. I would like to use the layman kind of um, a description so that it will be better understood. So for me, the blockchain is like a library. It's like a library of records. It's like um, a ledger of records, something that holds information, and then this information cannot. They are immutable. So that means they cannot be modified after they have been stored, and then they are stored in a secure place, and then you cannot like the government of any country cannot manipulate them. That means nobody or no entity can manipulate these records. So I think that's the unique thing about the blockchain. So and then the decentralization feature, it's that it is distributed. That means it is owned by the people. It is not owned by like a body. Let's use Facebook as example. For instance, when you download the Facebook app, you register, you input your details. So you are supplying your details to a body like that's a company, and then they have all these records, and then um, they because they own the company, they can decide to shut down at any time. They can do whatever they want with your record. They can delete your account. So the blockchain is not like that. This record we are talking about is actually stored on the blockchain, and then there is something like an even distribution across
Mm,
networks, like a network of computers. So, and then these computers are owned by the people. It is not owned by one entity. Like I give an example of using Facebook. Facebook is um, something that everybody uses every time. I know how people get banned on the
mm,
app if you do something. So that's a unique feature about the blockchain. It is decentralized, so it cannot be manipulated. Any record you store on it, you can have access to it. So there cannot be outages like let's say network outages like we have seen with Facebook or WhatsApp and a couple of social media apps where sometimes you see that they go offline. That is because their network is not decentralized. It is managed by the body itself. So when that body is being attacked or it has a technical challenge, uh, they go offline. So, but
mm,
if it was decentralized, like people from different parts of the world having contribution, like a contribution to serve the network, and then hold people's records and um, like your normal application, like your mobile application, like your Facebook or your Instagram or even your Uber or your Bolt app, any of these things. So the key difference now between a decentralized application and a non-decentralized application now is that one is decentralized. So the decentralization we are talking about is number one, you don't supply your personal information when you
mm,
want to sign up, that sign up in quotes. So let's say you want to register, you want to start using the application. So what you do is you connect a wallet, what we call a wallet. So, and that wallet holds something like a key that serves as a unique identifier. That's what makes you different from the other person using the application. So
ah,
you don't supply your KYC, and then the code is open source. The open source there means that this code can be seen by everybody, can be seen by the public. So it's not like
mm,
Facebook cannot any day come up and want to show people their codes because of the security threats applications. So it is open source. That means the code can be seen by anyone. It can be reviewed, so you can see if there are loopholes, if there are some weak places in the code. So that's also a good thing, though it has its own bad side because um, hackers can take advantage of that when if they know how to read your code, and then they can find vulnerabilities, they can find areas where they can your weakends and then attack from there. So, but that also makes the blockchain a decentralized application different from the centralized application. Then it is also censorship resistant.
mm,
That means that it cannot be manipulated, like I said before, that these decentralized applications or the blockchain cannot be manipulated by anybody, even the person that created it. Using Bitcoin as example, we have just when the creator with the pseudonym Nakamoto Satoshi created Bitcoin, he made sure that it will go through a process of release. So it will be released gradually. So he created 21 million Bitcoin. So we cannot have more than 21 million Bitcoins. So I think we have a little over 19 million now in circulation. The rest are still to be mined. So the way he created it, he did it such that nobody can manipulate it. You cannot create more than 21 million Bitcoin. So I'll give an example, like a direct opposite example. We'll use our currency as example, maybe the US dollar or the Nigerian naira as example.
mm.
The central bank can wake up any day and print as much as they want, and then that
That,
will cause inflation. So, but the Bitcoin, what makes it valuable is because you cannot create more than what you have. And this kind of the principle of demand and supply, the principles around demand and supply also, plays a major role in how these values are increased. So I think I'm digressing, but I just wanted to drive home the point about the part of censorship resistance, so that the government cannot cannot manipulate these records. They cannot do anything about it. So that's that for uh, censorship resistance. So and then like I said, it never goes offline because this the network is not managed by one body. The network is managed by a collection of people. So that means this is the real power to the people, what we call power to the people. This is the real power to the people because the people have the power to keep the service online every time and make sure that there are no outages. I'll still go back to the example I used earlier when I talked about the outages we had with WhatsApp and Facebook. I think it was last year and the year before. I think it was twice in 2021 when Facebook went offline and people could not do anything on Facebook for close to 2 hours. So
Exactly.
if yes, if their network was decentralized and this power was given to the people, for people to have this peer-to-peer network and then they contribute to the network, there wouldn't have been that kind of outage that people would not be able to use the application. So that's another a key feature of a decentralized application. So there are different types of decentralized applications. There are ones that are about marketplaces. There are ones for gaming. There are ones for decentralized exchanges. We all know centralized exchanges like Binance, FTX, KuCoin, all these exchanges. These are centralized exchanges, but we have decentralized exchanges where there is nobody that that manages, in quotes, that manages this exchange. It's a collection of people. So people come together to provide liquidity and other kind of services to make the exchange work. An example of a decentralized exchange is like the Pancake Swap, and then we have Uniswap and many other swaps. Orca, I think I wrote a list somewhere, but that's that for decentralized exchanges. Then we have marketplaces like um, the NFT marketplace like OpenSea, LuxRare, Rarible. Um, there are a lot of them. I think these are the ones I can remember for now. OpenSea, LuxRare, where you can trade your NFTs. Then we have um, platforms for gaming as well, decentralized applications for gaming. So, and you can actually check, um, I think, uh, what's it called? I've forgotten. I'm trying to remember a particular, I think it's playtoearn.com, where you can
Okay.
find a lot of games that are decentralized applications. You have CryptoKitties, you have Z and the likes. So yeah, that's for the types of dApps that we have.
All right. Thank you very much, Mr. Charles, for the wonderful explanation. I know you were able to take the question or the topic as a whole, but maybe when we go deeply into the question and answer, we'll be able to get questions regarding them in piece by piece. So thank you for talking
Yeah,
about the characteristics of the blockchain, about the
yeah,
immutability, the security, the
yeah,
censorship resistance, and even the limit on how you can create more especially from those cryptocurrencies that are out there. There is
yeah,
a control over it, and the
yeah,
transparency is there. So these are characteristics that have made blockchain, I think, sell itself faster, because when these things are there,
yeah,
you don't need to even shout. So if we have
yeah,
these things in the true currency, what we are saying, okay, this is what is showing the true characteristic of money. So if all our dollar or our naira exhibit the same characteristic, I think we wouldn't have been in this mess we are in the entire world now. Because you can't just
that's
keep
true.
printing money to pay off debt, and you feel the economy is going to go normal. It's just going to go crazy. So
Yeah,
blockchain has provided the platform where we're able to build the true money now, and we're seeing people building projects that are really backed by what is happening out there, and you just can't go up there and just say you want to print more because you feel you can print more. So there's that control and transparency. So thank you very much for talking about, and you have listed some of the centralized exchanges, because you have explained centralized and decentralized.
yeah. Hello, can you hear me?
Yes. Okay, I almost lost you for
Okay.
some moment. I don't know. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, yeah, I can hear you.
Hello, can
Hello, can you hear me?
you hear me, Mr. Charles?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yes, I can hear you now, sir.
So I think yes. I think network we're having little bit of network issues.
Yeah.
Yes. So and we talked about open platforms where we can sell our NFTs. So a lot of applications have been placed into uh, the blockchain as a system, and decentralized. In fact, decentralization is bringing in more trust because even though we have been using centralized exchanges, I think decentralized platform are bringing in that trust factor to play again. So
Yes.
we know that. So before we even started this meeting, just to clarify to our users, as a music producer, yes, we're discussing some things off the live session, and we're talking about things that are interesting. But it's really nice to see that blockchain is coming to cut across several sectors, right? And music
Yes.
production is one of the entertainment is one of it as a whole. So how do you think
Yes.
it's going to play out? Because we need to look at that. A lot of professionals are coming from their point of profession to see how blockchain, cryptocurrency connect. So maybe you give us a futuristic application of how blockchain and cryptocurrency are going to help the music industry.
Okay. Okay. So I think that the first way to help is in payments. When how people
Mm.
make payments for, people buy beats online, and then people buy and sell beats. So I did a study recently, I think about 2 months ago, and I saw that there are a lot of African countries, not only African countries, who are having issues with cross-border payments. So cryptocurrency helps you to, you know, not have issues in these areas. So you can deal with any customer from any country without anybody looking at what you are doing. As long as it's legitimate, it's legal what you are doing. So you don't have any fear. You can do your transactions, receive your money or send payments, receive payments within a very short period. Not that you send payment through a centralized system where you will need to do KYC. After you have done KYC, before you receive your money, they ask you a lot of questions. You have to wait for a couple of days. I have a friend who is also a music producer who wanted to receive, I think then it was about $3,000, about 3 or 4 months ago. And then after the money had been sent, it took him close to 2 weeks before he was able to retrieve the money. He had to, look for documents to back um, the money up that it was illegal stuff he was doing, and he was dealing with a client, and it was really legal. So for if now if you bring that thing into the blockchain space now, you won't need to go through that stress of trying to receive payments through the
Yeah.
centralized system, and it will take you a lot of days. So that's that for the payment solution. We also have other sides of entertainment where you are able to connect with your audience. I think
Mm.
there's a decentralized application called I'm trying to remember the name now, but it's like a music platform where you can convert your music to NFTs. I think their token is on Binance. You can convert
Is
your
that audio?
music. Yes, yes, it's audios. Yes, thank you very much for reminding me.
Yeah.
That's what I wanted to say. So you can convert, and it's really a good thing. So it actually takes out the middlemen, people like your aggregators. So if you are familiar with music distribution, you know that there are aggregators that are used for distributing music to all these digital platforms like Spotify, Deezer, iTunes. Apple
Yeah.
Music, Amazon Music, all these platforms. There are over, maybe probably over 150 of them. So, and then when you now distribute your music to all these platforms, you have to start doing music promotion, and then to make
Mm,
people aware of your music. So after then these people will take 30% of the revenue, and you take 70%. And it's for some kind of money, 30% can be a lot of money. So imagine giving 30%
mm,
of your revenue to a centralized body because your music was placed on their platform. So if you have if you are using a decentralized application like Audios now, you won't have to go through, because it takes off the middleman, and then gives
yeah.
you that one-on-one connection with your audience. So I think that's another way that crypto and blockchain can revolutionize the music industry. Then the other side is live performances. So talking about bringing your audience to the metaverse. If you have a community already, you can be active on the metaverse. You can create NFTs that helps you to connect with your audience and helps them to connect directly with you as well. So it takes off also the need for traveling up and down. So you can be in the comfort of your home, and you wear your VR or whatever headset or whatever gadget that you have, that you want to use to connect with them. So you can have a one-on-one experience with them, and it will feel really real. So they have designed a lot of devices now that will make you have that sense of presence, that feeling that you are actually in the same environment, in the same space, or in the same room with your audience. Or if you are a fan now, you can have that feeling that you are connecting with your an artist. Now let me use Burna Boy as example. So you have never seen Burna Boy before, but you would like to see him. So it brings you closer to the artist, and it brings the artist closer to the audience. So I think
Yeah.
these are the three ways I think the blockchain is going to revolutionize the music industry.
Wow, that's awesome. I think you have done your assignment on that part, so we just can't wait to see some of the applications coming to play, maybe from your concert, from your studio. Hopefully, we'll be able to see
Yeah,
you share some of this experience very soon. So, thank you very much.
of
This,
course.
this is the point where we'll begin to take questions and answers. Please, if you are watching live, kindly ask your questions in the comment section so that our speaker for today will be able to see it. We have some of the questions from the academy which are also going to ask. But this is an opportunity for everyone watching. I can see a lot of people watching from your Facebook. It seems every music people have plenty people always following you. So people have, I said music people, you always have plenty people following you around. So I can see people watching from your Facebook, your friends already making comments. Thank you. You can drop your shout out to Mr. Charles, and you can also ask your question. This is an opportunity to ask him question around blockchain, around decentralized application. Perhaps you want to ask him question about music production. You might have the opportunity to ask him today. Outside today, you might need to go and pay him. So let's use this opportunity to ask him more questions. So uh, someone is already asking on the live session here. He said, what is the name of the platform for the music NFT, please?
Yeah, Audios is
Okay.
a very good place. But then you can still use. I know a lot of people who have not used Audios. There is a guy. There are a few guys actually that I follow on Twitter. They made a lot of money from music NFTs, but though they attached a pixelated art to their music, so and they used OpenSea. So it is possible to use OpenSea or any of these other popular platforms as well, like even Looks Rare and some of these others. So it's just for you to get your music ready. Make sure you have a community, then um, convert it to an NFT. Make sure your NFT has value. value is what makes people come for your stuff. So that's it.
All right, so thank you very much. As you can hear, that's the question from Mr. Emmanuel, audios, and some others that he has listed. So I feel that one is enough for you to be able to explore and share. You can also chat Mr. Charles or follow him up and ask questions. Then we have a second question again. Secondly, how can you improve a traditional business with blockchain? For example, poultry. Wow, so someone is bringing poultry. All right.
uh,
So we're going to
right
go
now,
decentralized poultry.
yeah, right now, I'm not sure I can answer this question properly, but what I can say is that if you need to, you know, some of these things that we are thinking about, some people have already done them, right? So it's just for
Yes.
you to do some assignment to see if somebody has done this thing already, and then look at what they are doing, look at how they are doing it, learn from them, look at their strengths, look at their weaknesses. You can be active in their community like Discord. If you are into blockchain and crypto, you have to be active on Discord and Twitter. These are places where you get valuable, vital information from. So, but then what I also know is that the blockchain has also kind of transformed the way businesses are done now. So the poultry stuff is not a technological thing to me. Right now, I cannot see how you can introduce technology to it. But I know that for the tech kind of things, before what people did was they built a particular technology, and then they do some series funding for people to invest. So if people like their product or what they are building, they invest, and then they can now take their company to the next level by doing an IPO. So, but in the decentralized part, it has really changed. The decentralization stuff has changed the way business is done now. That's how startups can progress. So you can build your technology and now create tokens and attach a set of values to it, so that when you sell the tokens to people, you can make money, and then fund your business and take it to the next level. So this, I think, it will be helpful for any business that wants to move to the blockchain. So but then don't forget that for anything you want to do, somebody has done it before. So you can go and do your homework, and you'll find that you'll be able to get some valuable information.
Yes, I think to add to that, I think it's very important for everyone to know that blockchain is coming to empower a lot of businesses. Yes, our
Yes.
first speaker we said a lot. Like it doesn't discriminate. Okay, people need to understand that technology is here, is how you apply it. Okay, there
Yes.
are so many situations where you can apply technology or poultry from digital thermometers to check the heat in the cages. There are equipment that can even do automatic feeding, sending water. Someone that can even do cleaning of the house. Someone that can provide good air into it. So the technologies that can help you manage a lot of day-to-day activities in your poultry. But first of all, we're talking about the business. But his question was around the business, and I feel he can actually look at there are possibly some of these applications that helps you do from your accounting, someone that monitors your stock and other stuff. You can
Yes.
see how your staff are operating, possibly if you are not in the farmhouse. Okay. The metaverse, the VR headsets, the CCTVs, they are all technologies that applies to every business. So you can even apply those things to your poultry house. Possibly you are saying your chickens have been stolen, as funny as it sounds. But imagine you can use your CCTV, which is a technology, to be able to view
Yeah.
whatever activity is happening in your poultry house, to be able to curb anything that has to do with stealing, can be able to even connect. There's so many things. AI is bringing a lot of solutions. Tech is bringing Internet of Things are coming in. So you'll be able to monitor different activities, even to the growth of these chickens. So it's how you want to apply. If you go online now, I bet you, Mr. Emmanuel, and search automated farm or poultry house, you go and see a white man that has built a poultry that's been automated from the day the chicken are being brought to the day they are even being slaughtered or stored, and everything is almost done automatically by machines. So I think it's left for us, as Mr. Charles has said, a lot of things that we are thinking someone must have done it because it's energy. It wouldn't come to your thought that someone has not done. So it's left for us to go and do research, go to Google, see how this thing works, and we'll be able to apply it. So blockchain is coming to give access, and it's giving this platform so that if you are doing it maybe on a centralized platform that you might lose network and your particular machine might go, but blockchain is saying you have unlimited access to provide this without any downtime. That's what we're just trying to say. Moving the normal way we do business to this other platform that give us on endless possibilities. So thank you very much for that question. I believe I'll be able to give little value to your question too. So we'll be taking other
Yeah.
questions. If you have other questions, kindly drop it on the comment section, and our speaker will be able to attend to them. So, and someone was trying to ask a question from the community. He said, we have been seeing a lot of hacks. In fact, how funny that some of these hacks happen on our trust wallet. You see, you keep your funds and you lose it. What is really happening? Is decentralized even having its own challenge that we need to know, and how can we stay secured with it?
Okay, yes. I know, I'm aware of some of those things that, and then I've seen a couple of people in our WhatsApp groups who complained about similar things. So I think it's how people manage their wallets, how people use them. So I think for some people, they click on links, external links that are not supposed to. You don't know, well, if they are already programmed links that carry some stuff, or maybe they have some trackers on them, and then or maybe they grant some access to your wallet. Or so those are the things you need to watch out for. For me, I'll advise that. That's what I usually advise. I think some of those issues come from all these meme coins, all these shit
Yeah,
coins, not real projects, all these projects that are not solid, that are doing staking, where you have to go and connect your wallet, or places where they are doing yield farming, all these type of things, or where you are doing airdrops. So I think for each of these things that you want to do, you should have a wallet for it, and make sure that you are not interacting with something that you are not sure of. So before you interact with any platform, before you make your wallet interact with any platform, make sure you do your homework, do background checks. I think there are places where you can check if, in fact, um, one of the things that the things that ChatGPT has brought for us is now that, since these things are open source, you can check for vulnerabilities, check for loopholes. You can copy their codes and go and paste it. GPT-4 is even more intelligent and creative, and then it can help you to spot some of these things. So before you make any investment, or you put your money into something, you need to find out from you do your background checks. That's what I'm going to say.
yeah. So thank you very much for that answer. So I think a lot of times, just like you have said, we're not careful of links we're clicking on, and
Yeah.
from that we get our account or our wallet compromised, and at the end of the day, we get our money being stolen. So we have to be careful, just as you have said, to be careful with the links. People that are always rushing for free airdrop, or you
Yeah.
want to put $2 and get $200,000, you have to be careful, because a lot of these guys are trying to get ways to get smart contracts to also extract your funds, and you have to be careful from
Yeah.
keeping your secret to ensuring you don't expose your signature, because the moment you sign off access to any
Yeah.
wallet or smart contract, then you can possibly lose your funds. Thank you very much for that. And please, for everyone watching, we still indulge you to drop your questions. We still have time for question and answer. So drop your questions so that Mr. Charles will be able to attend to them. Then we have another question again. We are seeing a lot of regulations coming in to control how digital assets are being spent, how they are being created. We are seeing a lot of exchanges going. into
Yeah.
insolvency, no money, some of them are going off. Really, those raise questions for even the decentralized platform. Okay, we're already seeing decentralized platform like DYDX. Like, what are the possible challenges that will come on those ones too, and even decentralized? How are we sure the government is not coming to cripple everything once and for all? So that's another question from someone.
Okay. Okay. I didn't get the question well. So what's the main part of the question now?
So the main part of the question is with the regulation, how is it coming to, I think what he's trying to just summarize is how is regulation going to cut across centralized and decentralized to even make everything work proper? Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah. I can hear you now.
Okay, did you get the question? I was trying to.
No,
So the question
no,
is
I didn't
around.
get it.
Okay, the question is around regulations. Like, how is
Okay.
regulations? Since regulations are coming up now, and we're seeing how it's affecting centralized exchanges. So how is
Yes.
regulation going to help us have a good operation, since we are still talking about decentralized, because maybe decentralized applications are facing challenges, or so how is regulation going to still affect the centralized platform to ensure that we work in an orderly manner? So how do you see regulations going to affect it also?
Okay. Okay. I think we actually regulation is a good thing to start with,
Exactly.
because it will help curb a lot of excesses. Like we saw what happened at FTX, and how
Mm,
they were commingling funds and how they mismanage people's funds. So I think it is very necessary to help curb some excesses, like some scam projects that are that people are working on every time to
mm,
scam people. So I believe regulation will help to take out all those things. It will not take them out completely, but it will reduce how people are coming up with all these scam projects. So the bad part about regulation is now I have not seen anything from the Nigerian government yet, or for anything from the governments around Africa yet. But I've seen some documents and reports that were emanating from America. Like I think it was last year or the year before, where they passed a bill. I think it was called the infrastructure bill, where they wanted to they were calling like Bitcoin miners brokers. They use the term brokers to describe them, which is not true. And all these day traders, so they want to be taxing capital gains, and the tax on capital gains is so much, and then also taxing Bitcoin miners. I think that's where the government are getting them wrong, because they don't understand the technology, So that's where I feel the challenge is. The people making these laws and coming up with rules and regulations need to
exactly.
study the system to understand the technology before they start making rules and regulations. So I think that's what needs to be worked on. And I don't know how we're going to convey this message or pass it
Mm.
across to them, because I'm not sure that they will be ready to listen. So please, I didn't get the other part of the question. I'm not sure I answered it correct.
No, I think you have answered it. So regulations is very important, as you have said,
Yeah,
but they
yeah,
need to also study so that we don't regulate, and in the
yeah,
process of regulation we begin to ban things and strive
yeah,
innovation. So I think that's what the
yeah,
question is trying to say. So we should not get scared of regulations. Rather, we
yeah,
should position and see how these regulations are being effected properly. So for anyone that is in the regulatory body watching this, and it's not just about jumping in to make a quick conclusion. There should be study. Like the CBN said, they have been studying cryptocurrency for how many years? But so many countries are already putting out frameworks that are already supporting it somehow in their country. But at the end of the day, you study and you see, say you are banning it. So then later on, when you have lost the opportunity to have, imagine if Nigeria has supported this to some extent for over 4 or 5 years now. Imagine the framework that would have been out there. Imagine the level of possibly tax they must have gotten from it, and the number of youth that possibly they might have encouraged to have built one or two products from using the blockchain would have been so much, because a lot of
Yes,
companies sprung up, a lot of fintech sprung up because of the entire issue of blockchain. Some youth started business because they were able to convert 100,000 naira to 500,000. Some converted
yes,
100,000 to 2 million, and they were able to open
yes,
some businesses. So if you meet a lot of youth that are doing somehow or somewhat well now, if you ask them, a lot of them are into cryptocurrency and they'll be able to get capital to do some of this business. So not now that we are hearing a week ago or so, NIFDA, and we are hearing government approving this policy, trying to put so much grammar in it. We
yeah,
should not always come at the point when we are already losing, when a lot of companies, a lot of countries are already pulling our youth out of the country. So we need to
yeah,
also learn very fast and see how to implement regulations that will help us. So thank you very much for
yeah,
that contribution to that answer. So for anyone still asking, please, Mr. Charles is here with us. Ask your questions. The community are saying thank you for making it very simple to understand decentralized and centralized applications. Thank you very much for making the class very simple and straightforward. And another question someone is saying is, okay, okay, I'm trying to just wrap my head around the question. So please ask
yeah,
your
yeah.
question on live so that I can just share it for people writing on the WhatsApp group. I will need to understand your question so that I will not misinterpret it again for him. Okay, someone is saying we are seeing a little more. We don't know how the movement is going to be in cryptocurrency with the current news. Are we going bearish or bullish? So this is not financial advice, but
Okay,
bullish
okay,
perspective.
yeah,
We are seeing.
yeah,
So it's
yeah.
asking
I
with the
understand the
trend.
question. This please don't take my stuff as financial advice, but I'm just giving my own opinion. I don't think that's my own opinion. I don't think we are going up yet. So
Mm,
all the things we have seen in the last couple of months have been something like, let me say, manipulation in quotes. People just trying
yes,
to, make the market bubble a little bit. I think regulations has to come in, and then the issue of inflation would have helped the market to go higher. But the U.S. Fed they have been increasing interest rates since. And what this increase in interest rate does is that when people this debt driven economies, when people try to borrow money, and then the interest on the loans are
yes,
higher, it will discourage them from borrowing money. So, and then that means that it will reduce the currency in circulation. So, and I believe that's what the US Fed is trying to do. So, and then they have said that they are not stopping until they get it down to around 2%. And 2% now, it looks like it's still a very long way to go. So now my opinion now is that if they keep increasing the interest rate, so it will not help the market to move forward. It will not help the market to go higher. So that's what I
exactly.
think. Then coupled with regulations and all the some other stuffs happening around the world. So that's why I think in the short term, probably the rest of this year, I'm not sure we are ready for that upward pump yet.
All right. So thank you very much for that answer. So everyone can hear there are a lot of things that affect the market. We need to know what's happening with regulation, countries. Uh, as much as he said, someone was still asking. He said we are, yes. He said we do a lot of transactions in Nigeria. Why is it that even us alone cannot push the market upward?
The
So
reason
we are
is the
I think
big
what he's
the
trying to
whales
say, we
are
have,
not. Yes. Okay.
if you look
I
at it,
believe the whales are not in Nigeria. The whales are not, though we are very big spenders actually. I
yes, yes,
understand. We are very,
yes,
like, you cannot write off Nigeria when it comes to spending. I think there are three big spenders in the world. We have the Asians, we have the Arabs, and then we have Nigeria. Nigeria is like the third, and
We are
we can
ballers.
actually spend the yes, but I'm not sure I'm not sure the whales are ready yet to, some of these people who have the money, they don't even understand the technology yet. And some of them, because of high volatility, it scares them off. They don't want to get in because I've seen some people who would have loved to put a lot of money in crypto, and then, it is this money that actually pumps the market. So who are not, because they tried with maybe $2,000 or $5,000 and they lost everything. They are no longer interested. They just want to do physical businesses, and then, so I think these are the reasons. My own From my own view.
All right. That's awesome. Then I think we are going to, yeah, we'll take more questions. He said, with the aspect of decentralization where the platform are not be controlled by someone, information are not be controlled or cannot be requested from them to. How don't you think it's going to open more ways for money laundering and other financial um, challenges that we're facing?
Okay. I think that's why people need. I always say that people don't know how this thing works because they have not studied the system. If you are really wise and you are a money launderer, you will know that the best platform to use is not the blockchain, because the blockchain is very transparent. They will track you down. They would, anywhere you do your put take your stuff to, you try to transfer or send money to, you can be tracked. You can be seen on chain, and then
Yeah.
that's why we can track whales now and see their activities. I think some days ago I saw a very long thread on Twitter that was showing the wallets that like the whales who bought Pepe, that Pepe coin, that meme coin
Yes.
early, and
Yes.
then
So
then they were the ones who bought Shiba Inu early, and then they bought Doge. It was showing. So if for people laundering money using crypto, they can easily be caught, like easily. It's just, you just wait for
mm,
them at a centralized exchange where you need to do
that's
KYC. So it is very easy. So for me, I think that's why cash is, and some of these old people in government understand that cash is the main thing that cannot be traced. And that's why in
key.
Nigeria you see that people go about with Ghana must go, because once
Mm,
you carry it and leave, you cannot be traced. You cannot know where it came from and where it's
that
going to. So that's what I think.
wow. Thank you very much. I think you have answered that. We need to study more and not just assume that this is how to go and that's how to go. So possibly the old system might be favoring uh, the criminals. Maybe that's why they don't want to really adopt or push in for
Yes.
blockchain and everything that is transparent. So thank you very much. Please, if you're having more questions, drop a question. We have our time is coming fast, spent, so we're rounding up the session. We'll take few questions before we go for today. So thank you very much so far, Mr. Charles. Done you have
Thank
done
you.
so well with our questions. We know we have some funny questions, and some people that are trying to ask questions that has to do with. I will not ask the question so that we will not say he was the one that recommended any coin.
Yeah,
So
yeah. That's
do your research one of the key languages in
yes,
cryptocurrency. Do your research. I know how you always use that even in the groups that you will do your
yeah,
research. Oh. This is a
yeah,
recommendation for do your research. Okay. A lot of people have been pushing do your research. And yes, a lot of companies came with projects. Some people made money, some people lost money. We are seeing different people coming in to say this is a project, bring two people, buy $2, two people buy $2. MLM has entered cryptocurrency again. Okay.
yes,
And a lot of people have lost money. There's an education gap. I think that's serious stuff. If you tell someone go and do your research, I don't know, maybe out of 100 people, 90 people won't go to do the research. That's insane. So what do you think is the best way? Because yes, Nigerians, you say if you want to hide something from a black man, write it in a book. So how do you
yes.
think we are going to push the adoption of doing your research? Because I feel if we have been following to do research, in fact, imagine someone that have been tracking those whales that were buying pepper. Someone would have made a lot of money. And since this thing is playing out, a lot of these things happen.
Yeah.
I don't know if can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Yes, I can hear you.
Yes, so a lot of these things are happening on chain. We are having traders, and if you check that long trend or thread on Twitter, you probably see that it was a white man that has been following those wallets. So that means he has been
Yeah.
doing his research.
Yes.
Hello?
Yeah, I can hear you. Hello.
Okay, I think it is
I
the
can't hear
network.
you anymore.
It's
Okay,
the
I can hear
network.
you now.
But this is a very important.
Yeah.
Yes, this is a
Yes.
very
So I
important
can hear you
question.
now.
We are seeing this trend. Oh, I wish you would be able to get this question. It's,
Oh, okay, okay. So how should we do our research, right? Or how should we help people or
yeah,
make people do their
people
research?
do. Yes, yes.
Okay,
It's, the
I
network
think
is
the
giving.
first thing is okay. I think the first thing is that people don't know how to do their research, and I also think that people around this part of the world like free things. Um, People
Mm,
don't like to pay for education. So now, if you don't know how
mm,
to do something, you have to be willing to learn. So you need YouTube is there. I learned from my friend though, Mr. Raf, and I say it anywhere. I learned a lot from him, but I also did a lot of homework. Like I can remember there was one time, I think it was within 2020. I started in 2021. I started learning proper in 2021 January. There was one time that I will be on YouTube almost every time of the day. Like I was always on YouTube learning. I started from what is blockchain, what is decentralization. I was just understanding. I was not writing anything. I just wanted to understand. So, and that was how I got to how to do what is this research that we are doing. So you should be able to understand
mm,
what you are doing. Look out for. So that's the first part. So learn how to do your research. If you know that you are not good with YouTube or you are not good with reading books, you can find people who understand this stuff and be willing to pay them. If they ask you to pay a sum of money, you will, if you don't have it, go and look for it. It will show that you
mm,
are actually willing to learn. Because I've seen a lot of people who come and meet me and they tell me, okay, I want to learn this stuff, and I tell you to pay a sum of money. I'll be like, oh boy. I still even had someone,
mm.
I think about 3 days ago, who is my friend, and I told him when I was learning, I paid to different people. I paid
Yeah.
$50 here, I paid $100 here, I paid $20 here, paying different places. So you have to be willing to make some sacrifices, be willing to make
Mm,
few payments just for the knowledge, because doing your research is not so difficult. It's just you understanding the principles that guide a good project. For you to be able to identify a good team, be able to identify a good project, something that has potential, be able to see if maybe a project has been audited or not. That auditing is a very important thing. I can remember there was this discussion I was having with one of the friends I made on Discord recently, and he was telling he's a YouTuber. He has a lot of subscribers on YouTube, and he was telling me that before reviewing any project on YouTube, he needs to have after checking everything, he needs to have their audit report, and then it must be on chain. It's not that kind of report that you just maybe a paper stuff that you just send. So that's one of the things you need to know all these things so that before you put your money. So let's say after you have done all these things, you have done researches, you have checked for audit reports, you have looked for the team, and you have seen that these guys are good. Then you have
yeah.
confirmed that the project is solid, and then let's say you even confirm that the project is not solid, like Pepe, which does not have any utility behind it. So now you can now decide that I want to invest also amount. So if the money goes it goes.
Mm.
So you know that you are willing to sacrifice your money because there is no utility behind this project, and then you just want to take risk because you have a lot of risk appetite. So I think that's it for me. So you should be willing to learn. If you know you are not good with YouTube, find people you can see physically. If you know you cannot do that, you should be able to do one of these things and learn how to do research so that you don't buy scams.
Wow. Thank you very much, Mr. Charles. Thank you for everyone that have been watching today. Mr. Charles, you have done a lot of justice to our question and answers. I know more questions
Thank you
will
so
come
much.
in, but hopefully we'll be able to get to in our subsequent events to attend to more questions and answers. Because I feel there will be a lot of questions. I have people in the music production line too that will probably want
Yeah,
to ask questions relating to how can they. I have a friend too. So lucky for him, he also
yeah,
collects his payment using Bitcoin from some of his foreign
yeah.
clients. So I think a lot of them might want to still want to learn and ask questions. But for today, we want to really appreciate you. Have really done a lot. Thank you for taking our call, the entire academy, and every viewer here appreciates you for your time. I know you just came back from office and you are taking this course, so it's very important that we appreciate you enough. Thank you for
Thank you very much.
the community. We appreciate you have been seeing your work, and we know you continue to do more. Before you go, I
Okay.
always ask every speaker this last question. Uh, the new rave in town, which is AI. The top people are scared. The low people don't even know what's happening. People that don't even know technology do not even know that it exists. Elon Musk is
Yeah.
still Elon Musk is still saying it's a threat to humanity. What's your take on AI, and how do you think it's going to impact life? Before we go,
Okay. Okay. I think at this time, I think it's going to really help us to help people to, work smarter, to work better, to work faster. So that's what I think. It can be really exciting. For me, I try to look at the good side. So, like when people were saying that it's a threat, I didn't even see it well at first. But if you look at how far, if you say really sit down and look at how far it could go, then you know that it's a threat. But at the moment, I think it's a very nice thing to have. It will help people work faster. If you know what you are doing, you will be able to use AI to do a lot of things in your workplace and be more productive. So that's what I think. For the negative side, I think that's why Elon is also saying that the people doing this AI thing should calm down a bit, and then let's see um, where we can go from this current level that we are. So
yes,
I actually agree because they need to maybe they need to the government also. I think this is what they actually need to regulate as well. So because I've not seen anything about regulation about AI right now. So I think
yes.
because this the ones we are seeing out there now is just what they have released to us. We don't know
Mm.
what Elon has in his cabinet. We don't know how powerful what he has in his cabinet or whatever is. So I think we might need some regulation
Yeah.
in this space. This is where we need a lot of regulation so that it doesn't go out of hand. So that's what I think.
Wow. Thank you very much for that. Thank you for your contribution towards AI. Regulation needs to go in, and we need to also take advantage of AI and not just get scared that it's going to just remove everybody from work, but we should find a way to benefit from it. So thank you very much, Mr. Charles. Thank you everyone that has been following up with the event. Thank you for everyone that has followed. We had a lot of people watching today. Thank you very much for all the shout outs to our guest speaker. Thank you very much to our speakers, to our speaker for today. Thank you very much to our sponsors, Hebron Academy, Big Hunter, Benny Agro Limited. Thank you for sponsoring this. We know it's a matter of time we'll begin to see people sharing testimonies because of this event. Thank you very much, Mr. Charles. As I always tell our speakers,
Thank you so much.
5-10 years from now, this video is going to be as a reference point to say we had a wonderful speaker and an expert giving us advice on taking this technology and making use of it. So we'll be very glad to say, oh, 10 years ago, there was this man that came on the platform and he talked about this, and look at it, I even watch it. And then maybe Bitcoin was 20,000 or 25,000, but now we're celebrating possibly at 200 or 300,000. But the possibilities are there, and we know years will come by, but we're happy that you have done this, and it's going to go out to a lot of communities and they'll be able to watch, and we hope it's going to inspire them to be able to continue learning and investing their time in this technology and what the future holds. So thank you very much, Mr. Charles. And for everyone, thank you. Next week we'll be coming up to see how we will have more speakers that are lined up with for next week's event. And I know it's going to be engaging and promising, just like we have enjoyed everything we have learned today. So thank you, everyone. Do have a wonderful night rest. Mr. Charles, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Have a good night.
Yes. You too.